get the pitch, but with the country, you really got to kind of keep on performing because it can really turn against you very, very quickly, and with the media as well. And then that's when the pressure kicks in because you are the nation is watching you.
Is that effective?
Some people, I used to love it. Some others, it used to kind of, the fear of God in them.
Don't blame the media, son.
Not blaming the media. I mean, what I'm saying is that the scrutiny, because they're looking at every single movement and what you do, and sometimes even what you're doing off the pitch. Every time there's a silly season, just before competition, you got Sterling with all the kind of situations going on with his tattoos and blah blah blah. So it all kind of feeds into it.
Any more questions for Sol?
Favourite game of your whole career?
Favourite game? It's a bittersweet Champions League loss against Barcelona. Should have won. Had the chances to win.
Devastating.
I would
Right
have kind of knocked that on the head, scoring to win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. We missed too many chances on that day. Thierry, Couple,
Yeah.
Leb, Lundberg. It's too many chances. I think if they had our chances, they win 3-1.
Yeah, definitely.
Easy.
Do you have one there?
Kind of a question. It's a young man's game now. From the old time.
No,
days.
it's not a young man's game.
Like
It's not.
16, 18, 20. If you brought the old school people back, which 11 squad would you take to the World Cup? From the old like Barnes, English.
I'll definitely take Gascoigne.
Rush.
Like a kind of best
Gascoigne.
11.
I want to say Sol Campbell,
I'll take Barnes. I'll take Sol Campbell.
Everyone would, surely.
I'll take
Everyone nodded
Gerrard.
solid.
I'll take Scholesy. Shearer.
Good man there.
I'll take Lineker. He's one of those lucky guys in front of goal.
Goal hanger.
Yeah, you need those. You need those goal hangers. I'll take Seaman in goal. I'll take Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole. He's South African.
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 He can't play in the World Cup for England.
Yeah. Right back, I'll take. Gary Neville, yeah.
Picking up on that though, like we're talking about all these players he's played with and stuff. One person who's probably been the biggest global superstar, certainly in my lifetime as a footballer, English, would be, apart from you, Sol, would be David Beckham.
Yeah.
What was he like in the dressing room, given that outside of football, he had a completely different level?
I think Beck's, he, with all the media kind of situation around him, he had to deal with a lot of stuff. And sometimes too much stuff, really. But he handled it okay. He took it all in the stride. But it was a lot of stuff around football, outside football. I think at that period of time, I think it was too much for England. I think England was in a really strange, kind of weird way to deal with the Beckham phenomenon. It was just too much, and I think it was quite overpowering for the rest of the players in the squad.
How did he cope with it?
He's coped with it fine.
He was fine.
But it was the whole media scrum around it, and sometimes it almost took the shine off the rest of the players. It really did.
Come to you next.
Was it like 98 and stuff, like the atmosphere?
96. It was like it was incredible. We had, I was a youngster coming in with the European, 96 in England. That was great. And then, Venables had a really light touch with the players. He didn't want to, he knew how to handle Gascoigne. 98, Glenn was a little bit stricter, but he opened things up. I think winning games always helps. Winning games always help.
Obviously, Venables going into 96, you had to turn his head to get in the squad. How hard was it to turn his head with no competitive games before the tournament? Because it was a home nation tournament.
Good question.
Yeah, it was difficult, especially with Shearer. If you remember that season, you had Shearer and Cole. Cole was scoring the goals, and Shearer didn't score no goals for I can't remember the games in England. It was unbelievable.
He had a really bad run.
And like, you know, Venables stuck to his guns, and then obviously the first game he scored. So it is what it is, and you know, you just get on with it. You enjoy it. It's a wonderful feeling to be around, but it can be difficult.
First question.
Yeah.
What was it like in 1998 having to do with Eileen Drury?
Well, it's you had to kind of be open-minded. I think you had to be open-minded. I think with Glenn, he wanted to give every advantage to the players. He wanted to, you know, look at all scenarios. You know, back in the days, you look at, say, psychologists. Say 10 years ago, 15 years ago, unheard of in football, maybe in American sports for sure, and individual sports over here. You know, that was kind of, oh, well, you got psychologists here, sports psychologists here, you know, involved. You know, there's something wrong with you, blah, blah, blah. So as time went on, now most clubs in the Premiership have got psychologists on tap. If they're not there in the actual club, they're on tap, on the phone, speed dial, you know, we need a little group session, things like that. So I think as time goes on, it becomes, I don't know about Island Jury, I don't know how that's going to expand, but the psychologist kind of side, you know, before it was kind of frowned upon, and now it's normal now. It's normal.
Worth a try, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Oh, there you go. Yeah, because sorry, one more. Sorry, one more. Sorry. You then you.
I tend not to talk about management because every time I talk about management, I never get a job. So I'm kind of, I'm just going to hang around in the right places. I don't know if it's the right place. I don't know. Who knows? But you never know. There might be some chairmans out there. And just you know, there's a lot. You know, Ashley. You know, he likes gambling. You never know. He might pop out one day. He fancies a job at Newcastle, but who knows? But I think if you hang around, you know, in the right places and you keep on subliminally kind of getting in the right places and talking the right kind of talk, something could happen. And I've done all my, you know, my kind of badges. I can coach and around the world at any level. I just need a gig. I need a break somewhere. Whether it's the youth and build up, whether it's kind of dropping into a club for a couple of days or whatever. I need something somewhere to start and build. It's all about building. It's literally, I'm ready. It's building a new career. It really is. Even though I've had a wonderful kind of playing career, I'm kind of starting from rock bottom again. In some chairman's heads, they say, "Well, you haven't got no experience, or you haven't done this, you haven't done that." Well, I need to do this and that, and you have to point the finger and say, "I'll give you a chance to see what you can do."
A lot of coaches,
For me, I need someone to say sink or swim, and I prefer that.
A lot of ex-coaches and players who I meet, they want a job. All they want is that chance, but they can't even get an interview, you know, and that's it. Everyone just wants that chance to say, this is what I can do, but let me tell you what I can do, you know.
Can you recall a time when you felt you let your side down, your team down, and then what did they do to sort of...
Countless times. I think
Like a
for
big
me...
one.
No, countless times. There's you know, there's internationals, there's games, there's like, you know, let yourself down away from the pitch as well. Things like that, you know. There's all sorts of things that can go on in a player's career. You know, you have to kind of be careful. There's family life, there's football life. You can get let down all sorts. You can get let down by yourself, and that can affect your football as well. You can get let down as a kid. You know, that might affect you later on in life. You know, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I think people look at players that they're kind of immune of all these problems, but you know, they all have different histories, and that type of history can kind of always come and bite them at the rear end, or it can encourage them. It could propel them into a new life. So it's a part of life. You just got to take it. Some people, you know, you're gonna have ups and you're gonna have downs. This is how you get up from your down.
Sounds like Rocky. Sounds like Rocky Balboa.
Back to the whole management thing, like, I'm a big Coventry City fan, and obviously Cyril Regis played for us, and
Yes.
played for West Brom and plays like Garth Crooks. In your opinion, how come there's not more black managers in the Premier League?
I think for me, it's gonna, you know, I think sometimes whether it's a social thing whether it's a mental block thing, whether does the fans need to change. I think there's a whole kind of thing. And I think it's just not the hierarchy. I think it's also fans as well. I think sometimes that has to change. I think the media have to change. I think sometimes when a job comes up, I think they should kind of open up a little bit more with some of the betting stakes, things like that.
The NFL thing where they have black only shortlists.
The trouble is,
it's not a black only. It's a Rooney rule where you have 6. So you have to have.
The trouble is with that. American football is run in a different way. It's more of it's very centralised and very controlled. When you look at football, it's there is a body, Football League or the FA, but it's quite individual. So you can do whatever you want. You're not bound by any rules, as long as you don't break any stupid rules. But you can give your job to anybody. You don't have to give an opportunity to X, Y, Z. So there's a big difference there.
Yeah, can I just follow up on that? Sorry, is the hopefully short-term aim, but if it has to be medium and long-term aim, that we look at managers, regardless of their colour, and just say they are a good manager, they are doing well. Because so many times I hear Chris Hughton's doing a great job. Great to see a black manager doing well. Yeah. Why can't we just say Chris Hughton is doing a great job? Done.
I want to get to the stage. I love to get to the stage, especially in the UK. That does happen. But that's going to take time. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of attitudes to kind of to change in a positive way. And also, it's going to take people saying, "I'll give you a chance."
Like Darren Moore.
Yeah, but Darren Moore, how long did that take for him to actually get the job? I think if the media didn't get involved, I don't think he gets the job.
They would have given an experienced manager.
I don't think he gets the job. Yeah. Because the media really put pressure on the whole situation. They said, we better give him a chance. But it took a long time to sign him up.
Yeah, they did.
Which is bizarre.
He'd done so well.
So well. Yeah. It should be just like, hey, here's a job.
Yeah, there you go. You've done a good job, you get it.
Bang.
Any more? I think there's time for a couple more. Well, this is actually quite incredible. There's probably been about 12, 15 questions there. And I was absolutely adamant that those 12 or 15 questions would all be about moving from Tottenham to Arsenal. So you've got away with it tonight.
You know what? That was going to be my question.
Listen, that is 20 odd years ago. Let's move on.
17 years
Let's
in fairness,
move on.
In fairness, this VIP lady over here has actually already grilled him about it. Okay,
next.
I hope you've had a fantastic night tonight. I've very much enjoyed it. Big round of applause for Sultan. It's been amazing. Top man, Sol. Thank you. I think you're available pictures, eh?
Yeah.
You want some pictures for Sol?